There's going to be some forks that are announced coming up, which changes the inflation rate, changes the balance between staking and delegation. It'll be much more. The FIP.16 rewards staking perhaps more than delegation. It kind of shifts a lot of the rewards from delegation to staking. And this is because we want people, first of all, we want the network to have greater amount of stake. That's the more security, the better. So we're effectively incentivizing that, but we're also incentivizing people to lock up Flare for longer. So it's kind of one of the first aspects. Second is we'll be announcing some things around Fire relatively soon. And last will come MEV. That's a little way away.
Welcome to the DeFi Standard, and this is Mickey B. Fresh. So let me break this down in the simplest way possible, because right now, most people are making this way more complicated than it needs to be. FIP.16 is one idea. It connects the network activity directly to token value. That's it. Everything else, that's just how it's implemented. Here's the problem today. Most blockchains create value, but they don't capture it. Activity happens, people trade, apps run, liquidity moves, but the value, it flows through the network and leaks out the other side. Fees get paid, profits get made, but the network itself doesn't keep much of it. Think about it like this. Imagine a casino packed with players, money moving everywhere, tables full, but the casino itself isn't collecting revenue. That's what most networks look like today. FIP changes that. It flips the model. Instead of value leaking out, the network captures it. Instead of extraction, you get accumulation. Now here's where it clicks. Network activity creates revenue, and that revenue flows into Fire, the Flare internal revenue engine, and Fire routes that value back into the ecosystem. That's the loop. Activity, revenue, routing, value back to the FLR token. And once that loop starts working, everything changes because now the system feeds itself. You get a true flywheel. More activity creates more revenue. More revenue strengthens the token. The stronger the network attracts more activity, and the cycle repeats. This is the shift most people are missing. The old model, print tokens, pay participants, hope demand shows up. The new model, generate revenue, real economic revenue from the specialized protocols built into the native Flare network, and capture that value and return it to the FLR token. That's how real systems work. That's how real businesses operate. And that's exactly what FIP.16 is introducing.
I think the practical message for builders and entrepreneurs is that it links FLR value to ecosystem value. So therefore, if they're capturing revenues in their dApps, if they are participating in the incentives program, then effectively the more value that Fire is able to capture, then the more useful that is to them as an entrepreneur building on Flare, because either the value of their rewards are hopefully elevated, people want to participate in the application because they're interested in earning the value of those rewards. So it helps them bootstrap. I think it's also interesting for validators because it means that it gives them more faith in the long-term value proposition of the token, and therefore, they're incentivized to self-bond more Flare, dispose of less Flare for daily operating costs.
Now, let's talk about something you're probably not very familiar with. MEV, maximum extractable value. Don't let that term confuse you. At its core, MEV is just extra profit that gets pulled out of transactions, usually by bots or advanced traders, taking advantage of timing and execution order. In most networks, that value gets extracted and disappears. It benefits the few, not the system, and institutions have come out publicly and stated this problem with Solana and Ethereum especially. On Flare, FIP.16 changes that. Instead of letting that value escape, it captures it and routes it back through FIRE. So even those hidden profits start working for the network.
And when you really take a step back and look at most layer ones, the core value of the protocol is the MEV earnings.
Yeah.
We are capturing those MEV earnings on behalf of the network in order to make the token economics of FLR far superior to what we think is a lot of the rest of the ecosystem.
So now let's zoom out a little. This isn't just about fees, this isn't just about burns, and it's definitely not just about hype. This is about something much bigger. It's about turning a blockchain into a system that generates revenue, captures that value, and distributes it back into the ecosystem. Over time, that means less reliance on inflation, less dependence on speculation, and more alignment between usage and value. The network begins to fund itself from utility. Let me say that again. The network begins to fund itself from utility and the economic value that happens on the chain. And that's the key to long-term sustainability. So when you hear people say, this is just a buyback, or this is just reducing inflation, they're missing the bigger picture. This is a complete redesign of how value flows through the network, from an open system where value leaks out to a closed-loop system where value is captured and recirculated. And if this works the way it's designed to, you don't need hype, you don't need narratives, you don't need speculation cycles. You have something much stronger, a network that pays itself. And that changes everything.
You look at the future here in a year, do you feel that the DeFi standards that will be out there will be much more robust, or do you think we're going to continue to see challenges?
I think they'll be much more robust.
Yeah.
I think the models are really good, and I think they are broadly finding where the gaps are.
Yeah.
Even if you improve the model by 10x, if there's no gaps, you're not finding much more. So that's where we are. That's where I think the industry goes. And I think, from my perspective with regards to what we're doing with Flare, I think if we look back in a year, I would like to see XRPFi, having really served its purpose for the community, which is get yield on your XRP through the best distributed XRP bridged asset there is, which is FXRP. And I want to be able to offer the entire community and everyone that's holding XRP yield through Flare.
Yep, for sure. All right, guys, there you go.
XRP becomes productive capital through Flare, Firelight, and XRPL. Secure vaults and smart infrastructure unlock yield and efficiency. Tokenized capital rails for the future of DeFi. Through Flare and XRPL, XRP transforms into productive capital. Smart vaults and secure lending put your XRP to work, generating real yield.